I'm Tom Zalaski. A move is underway that could lead to a change in Michigan's mascot. Details next.
Coming up on News Channel 5.
You're watching WFRV. This is News Channel 5 at 6. And now, your news source.
Overcrowded elementary schools, underused middle schools, and a budget deficit. It's forcing the Oshkosh Area School Board to make a tough decision which could displace these students. Good evening. Right now, it looks like parents, teachers, and students at Perry Tipler Middle School are in a no-win situation.
The Oshkosh Area School District faces a projected $1.4 million budget deficit. A proposed middle school consolidation plan could save the district nearly $700,000 in staffing and other consolidation costs. But the plan could cost the district $300,000 in renovation costs. Reporter Olga Haliberta tells us unless a new idea comes before the Oshkosh School Board, Perry Tipler Middle School students could be displaced.
So they're very concerned about
Ann Schultz, the principal of Perry Tipler Middle School, says she has an ideal number of students in her school, 425, including her daughter Tatum. Tatum says she likes having small class sizes.
When you're in a big class, like if I was go to Traeger, you would be in a big class, and you won't get to learn, more things because everybody has to be on the same page.
But a school district budget dilemma proposes to move Tatum and the rest of the Perry Tipler students. If approved, these kids would be transferred to South Park or Carl Traeger Middle School. The Perry Tipler building would then be used as a large elementary school for students from Franklin and Carl Traeger Elementary.
Right now, we have a need to have some more elementary space in our district. So it was very logical to say, let's look at Perry Tipler and maybe we can use that for elementary space. But what we didn't look at then is what that does to the middle level child and their parents.
I know the people who are involved don't like the proposal at all, and I understand that. But something has to be done, and if we don't do this, and we may not, it's possible that we may not do this. If we don't do that, we'll have to do something else equally drastic.
The school board has two other options on the table. It can take the existing elementary schools and turn them into K through 3rd grade and turn all the middle schools into 4th through 8th, or the other option is to enlarge class sizes and reduce staff. School Board President Karen Bowen says of the three options, the middle school consolidation affects the least number of people. But if you ask the people that would be affected, they'd say,
I'd like a chance at finding another answer.
Olga Haliberta, News Channel 5, Oshkosh.
Now the Oshkosh School Board will debate its options at a meeting tomorrow night. The school board president says a decision will likely be made in November.
A priest accused of sexually assaulting an altar boy in Outagamie County is out of jail tonight. John Patrick Feeney posted the $100,000 bond. Authorities say he molested a 12-year-old boy during a 1978 confession and tried to assault the boy and his 14-year-old brother during a visit to their home. Police arrested the 75-year-old priest in September in Los Angeles.
Some homes in the Green Bay area have received flyers offering free testing of tap water for contaminants. Now, the Green Bay Water Utility says the flyers say fluoride and chlorine are present in the water. The utility states that although there are low levels of chlorine and fluoridation of Green Bay's municipal water began in the 1950s, the water is completely safe to drink. If you have any questions, you can call the water utility at 448-3480.
The future of the Great Lakes Classic Golf Tournament has become even more uncertain. That is because the main sponsor is withdrawing its support. Kopp's Foods notified the Green Bay Area Chamber of Commerce it is terminating its sponsorship of the tournament. Kopp's exercised its escape clause in that sponsorship agreement. Chamber Director Dwayne Swift says that does not mean, though, the end of the Great Lakes Classic, but there is still no word yet from two companies that requested sponsorship proposals. Well, the American dream of home ownership is going to be possible for more families in Green Bay.
Thanks to the Wisconsin Housing and Economic Development Authority, which announced today a special grant of $3 million. The WIDA money will be used to provide low-interest loans for low-income families who buy rehabilitated homes. The homes will be like these in the impact neighborhoods the city is trying to improve.
One of the exciting things that comes from partnerships like we have with WIDA is that there's special rates on that financing that makes the house that much more affordable for somebody who's working to buy a home.
Families who qualify can receive loans with a 5% interest rate. Are Indian mascots offensive to Native Americans and others? That's what students at one area high school want to know. While another high school looks back on its decision to retire its Indian mascot and undergo a name change 10 years ago. That's coming up.
Also, a new owner for the Marramac Ferry. It's a Wisconsin institution. Details ahead on this unique sale. Stay tuned.
This is News Channel 5 at 6 with Tom Zaleski, Aaron Davison, Chief Meteorologist Tom Mahoney, and Bert Griffin Sports. Now, your news source.
The Marramac Ferry has been sold on the internet. State officials say an unknown bidder paid $2,750 for the 100-foot-long ferry. The ferry has carried more than 6 million vehicles across the Wisconsin River at State Highway 113 since 1963. The ferry will be taken out of service on November 4th. Service is scheduled to begin again with a new ferry in the spring. Some Mascot High School students want to know if the school's Indian mascot is offensive to some students.
So they are polling the students in that school to find out. Now, Mascot has been known as the home of the Indians for almost 60 years now. A high school committee invited a Minnesota Chippewa Indian to talk to the student body about the issue surrounding having a Native American mascot. Now, the school superintendent says there are no plans to change that mascot. Well, 10 years ago, you might remember Shawano High School changed its Indian mascot to a more politically correct hawk. And as Shelley Botat tells us, that change didn't make too much of an impact at that school.
Walk into Shawano Community High School and you'll see students sporting their hawk pride. But the school mascot wasn't always the hawk. For decades, it was the Indian. In 1992, the Shawano School Board voted to change the mascot after one board member brought the issue to the forefront.
There was the national issues regarding the Redskins and the Braves, and he polled his students in his high school class at Menominee Indian School District, and there were some people that found it offensive.
Lori Sherman worked at the school then and now and remembers that there were people on both sides of the issue, but doesn't remember any heated discussions when the board voted to change the mascot.
They just felt because there were people that were opposed and found it offensive that they decided that that was enough reason to change.
And changing the school mascot wasn't costly.
We did not have it on the uniforms, so we didn't have to replace all the uniforms. It was just the Indian head that was on the basketball court.
Which now sports a hawk. There are still some signs of the old Shawano Indian around school, like on the Wall of Fame and old yearbooks, but the hawk is now what rules this school. Shelley Botat, News Channel 5, Shawano.
The students and the community all had a hand in the process of deciding on a new mascot, but ultimately the students were the ones who voted for the hawk. Well, athletes and fans of UW Oshkosh sports teams are going to be getting some brand new digs. Plans for the renovation of Titan Stadium were unveiled today. We'll give you a sneak peek.
And another dreary day today. Tom's forecast is coming up next. Here's a look at the day on Wall Street.
News Channel 5 is sponsored by Rogan Shoes.
We have some messy weather, and when we talk about the radar in a few moments, we'll also be talking about where some of the roads are slippery. But starting out today, we ended up at a temperature of 39, well below the normal of 56. In the Fox Cities, 37 was our low. Now, Oshkosh, Gary said 44. That was right around midnight or so. 43 at Sturgeon Bay, 45 at Manitowoc, and 42 degrees showing up in the Sheboygan vicinity. As far as our current weather, didn't change too much. We're down a degree in Green Bay at 35, 36 in the Fox Cities, north wind at 13, 92% on the humidity. Other temperatures that we have around the state, pretty much all in the 30s, but it's already down below freezing up north. Still 41 degrees down in the southern part of the state. And regionally, Chicago is at 47, the Twin Cities 33, and 30 up around Marquette, 28 at Duluth, Minnesota. Now here's a look at the combination of the satellite and radar together. And this storm system this morning was wrapping around like this, bringing back in some rain and rain mixed with snow. A better way to see this is with our storm tracker radar. Now what I've done is start out with Wisconsin. There's some rain down to the south, rain over along the lakeshore, then a rain mixed with snow combination in and around parts of our broadcast area. So I'm going to zoom in rather close, put Green Bay right smack dab in the middle, the Door Peninsula over here. There's where you can see the rain. Now back behind it where it turns into this pink color. For instance, Gillette, we just got a call in from there. The temperature's right at freezing. It is now snow. The roads are getting very slippery in Oconto County up around Gillette and then going on to Suring. Also got an email from Waupaca. Now that's sitting way down here, right at the edge of the precipitation, but there again, it's changing over to snow. Temperature is like 33.8 degrees, I think the email said. It's going over to snow. It is very slippery. So the Bay Area, the Fox Cities, and the Lakeshore is okay, but as soon as you go west or as soon as you go north, then it gets rather slippery. Our weather map then looks like this. We have a long frontal system on down to the south of us. We're north of it, and that's why we're in the colder air. This high pressure system building in tomorrow may give us a chance of a little sunshine, but I would say there's going to be more clouds tomorrow than there will be sun. Our overnight low temperatures will fall off into the 20s up north, 30s across much of northeast Wisconsin, upper 20s, low 30s that area, and then high temperatures for tomorrow going up into the 30s, and we may even see some lower 40s. So it is messy tonight. Be very careful west and north of the Bay Area. A little bit of shower activity, light drizzle, light snow, also fog developing. Lows 28 to 32 degrees. North winds at 5 to 10. Tomorrow we'll take the precip out, but there'll be a mixture of more clouds and less sun tomorrow, 40 to 45. North winds at 5 to 10. We flip it around on Thursday. There'll be a little more sun than there will be clouds. 44 the high and 25 the low. Then I'm kind of an optimist. Friday up to 50. Saturday and Sunday low 50s, almost back to the normal of 55. And the normal low temperature would be around 35. But again, thank all of our viewers from Gillette and from Waupaca and Clintonville that all have emailed or called in and said, here's what it's doing right here. That way we can share it with everybody else.
Slippery streets up there already.
Yes.
Helps
All right.
a lot.
And we like your optimism about the weekend. Okay, Tom.
Really?
Well, Brett Favre, he's going to be okay, but Doug Peterson, what does he think about backing up Brett Favre? We're going to hear from him.
Plus, our final regular season edition of the Big 6 at 6 before the high school football playoffs begin. Bert Griffin has that and more next in sports.
News Channel 5 is sponsored by Pros Pointers, your outdoor experts. Get outside.
Changes are in the works for Titan Stadium on the UW Oshkosh campus.
The university plans to turn the field into an all-weather field, good for football and soccer. The university also says it plans to add a 9-lane competition track around that field. That's going to allow UW Oshkosh to hold national competitions. UW Oshkosh expects to have a budget for the new stadium next month.
In his 11 seasons as the Packers quarterback, Brett Favre has hit Lambeau Field and put his hands right underneath Frankie Winters, well, you know where, more than any other guy. And for the better part of the past decade, the leader of the pack has been injury-free. Well, an MRI yesterday confirmed that he wouldn't need surgery, and Big Frank, like many of the fellas in the Packer locker room, were worried about number 4. They brushed off the incident. It's just one of those things the toughest quarterback in the NFL has to go through in his career. Doug Peterson came into the Redskins game, and even though the backup quarterback should always prepare as if they're going to play, Doug did fine, and now more than ever, he is ready for the call if it should arise.
Well, I could sit here and say that, you know, my focus will stay the same, but, you know, I go in each week saying that, you know, it could be this week, it could be this week. I mean, you have to as a backup quarterback around the league. It doesn't matter who the starter is. I mean, we've seen it all year long. I mean, it's no different here in Green Bay. Yeah, you know, to his credit, he's lasted heck of a long time, and he's going to continue. But I think now more than anything, you're going to be more aware of that and more conscious of it.
Every week, the high schoolers hit the gridiron and make some huge plays on the football field. Time now for the final regular season edition of the Big Six at 6. Play number 6, Luxembourg Casco doing all they can to knock off undefeated Kewanee. Tyler Jandrin gave them the lead with this 19-yard touchdown run, but the Indians get the win, 19-15. Play number 5 between Hilbert and Menasha St. Mary's. Mike Furcus, the 4th leading rusher in the state, and for good reason. Just 1 TD of 3 and 31 of his 231 yards on the night. Play number 4 from Fond du Lac and Appleton North. The Cardinals going to the air. Ben Wasick hitting Ross Schumacher in stride for the touchdown that proved to be the nail in the coffin for the Lightning. Bonnie improves to 7-1 on the season with the 27-3 win. Play number 3, just one of many TDs for Green Bay East as they hosted Sheboygan North. Andy Kolstad keeping it on the option. 36 yards to pay dirt, all part of a 57-32 Red Devil victory. Play number 2 between Green Bay Notre Dame and Southwest. Triton quarterback Blake Gerlikowski back to pass. Looks downfield and decides, what the heck? If you guys aren't going to get open, I'll run it. 19 yards for the touchdown and the Notre Dame win. And the number 1 play of the week, back to Hilbert and Menasha St. Mary's. Dan Dorr busting loose for the Wolves. This run was 50 of Hilbert's 389 yards on the ground in a 44-0 win. The October show is tied at 1 game apiece, and it's headed to the city by the bay. Game 3 of the World Series tonight in San Francisco. Giants and Angels trying to get a leg up in the 7-game stint. Levon Hernandez slated to pitch for San Fran with Ramon Ortiz on the hill for the Angels. No game is critical just yet, but with that 2-3-2 format, if Anaheim takes one on the road, the series will head back to Angel Country. The topic of the day, juiced baseballs with 11 home runs already in the big series alone.
I mean, it just depends. Depends how tough their pitcher appears, depending if we play a small ball or if we let our guys loose and let them play, you know, our usual long ball. So depends. A lot of depends on how tough they're looking, their pitcher's looking, and how good our pitcher's looking. I mean, if our pitcher's looking good, then we can go for a lower scoring game, and if our pitcher's you know, not as sharp, then we got to go for the big inning.
I don't know if there's any truth to the rumor, but juice baseballs, who knows? Maybe it's just the players are a little juiced.
Players are juiced.
Players are a little juiced.
That's what it is.
Drinking juice, I get it.
Yeah, drinking juice. Steroids, Aaron.
There you go. All right. An unusual sight at an Oshkosh elementary school today.
It was a teacher kissing a camel. Why, you ask? We've got the answer when we come back.
Aaron Davison's clothing provided by Steinmart. Men's clothing provided by the Haberdasher Limited. 500 South Washington Street, Green Bay.
Don't forget the Mike Sherman Show follows News Channel 5 at 6. Tonight at 6:30, join our Larry McCarran, the coach, and special guest, quarterback Doug Peterson. One more thing tonight, there was some smooching going on in the playground of Sunset Elementary in Oshkosh today, which made the students giggle.
That's because the 4th grade teacher had to kiss the mystery guest. Oh, it's Chloe the Camel. 4th graders sold the most entertainment books and wrapping paper in a school fundraiser, and this was their prize. And as an added bonus, the school's principal had to pucker up and lay one on Chloe. The school holds the annual Smooch Day with a different mystery guest each year. No, you can't volunteer, Tom, to be the mystery guest.
You didn't like that, wouldn't you?
You never know.
So what's the weather for out and about?
Okay, out this evening, it's going to be drizzly. Be very careful because it could be slippery as well. Some fog, some rain, and snow mix, 35 to 40. Tomorrow morning, the precip will be out of the forecast, but it'll be mostly cloudy, 28 to 32. Here's a look at the radar again to show you where the precipitation is. Rain and drizzle around Green Bay, but north and west of Green Bay, where it changes to that pink color, that's a mixture of rain and snow, and roads are slippery. I am told it's from Wapaka all the way up to Gillett, so be very careful west and north of Green Bay.
All right, Tom. That is our report on News Channel 5 at 6 for right now. Thank you for watching.
We'll see you back here at 10. Have a great night.